Hey guys, welcome back. Let's improve your vocabulary to help you better talk about dealing with problems. So if you have some problems which may come up at work, in your personal life, these 14 idioms we'll be going through in this video lesson will be a great way to improve your vocabulary and to use them when you need to speak about dealing with your problems in English. Now, if this is the first time you're here on my YouTube channel, welcome. My name's Adriana from EnglishTeacherAdriana.com. I help English learners improve their English, boost their confidence to finally speak English confidently. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, turn on notifications so that you know you get that bell when I post my next video lesson here to help you improve your English. Now, to help you effectively learn and most importantly remember these idioms to use them when speaking about dealing with your problems in English, I suggest that you use and apply the shadowing technique. So while you hear me say these idioms, say them out loud with me. Say the example sentences to help you remember and most importantly, use them correctly in natural conversations. Go and find yourself a quiet corner and let's begin with the first idiom. Now, the first idiom, to see the light at the end of the tunnel, to see the light at the end of the tunnel is a very common idiom. You'll hear this a lot in many TV shows and movies. I personally use this idiom a lot to describe a situation where you believe that a problem is slowly coming to an end. So think about it when you're driving through a tunnel. You see all this darkness. Now, you have this same sort of feeling when you experience a problem, right? So you feel dark, alone, but then you see the light at the end of the tunnel. You feel some sort of hope, some sort of joy. Now, this idiom explains this situation. So even though you are going through a rough patch, at the end of the tunnel, there is hope. For example, my friend Mary, her dog recently passed away and I didn't know how to comfort her. All I could really do is tell her to hold on. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. So here I use an idiom, there's always light at the end of the tunnel, to describe the fact that even though Mary, she's feeling depressed, she's in a dark place at the moment, there will be hope. Hold up, you'll be fine, and there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Careful pronunciation, light at the end of the tunnel. Light at the end of the tunnel. Connected speech here, at the end of the tunnel. At the end of the tunnel. Light at the end of the tunnel. Now, the idiom to make do is a great idiom to use to express the fact that you need to manage with something, maybe a situation, maybe a problem, but it's not as you'd like it to be. So you just need to deal with the situation. You need to make do what you can in order to move forward. For example, we'll just have to make do with this laptop until we can afford a new one. So here, make do is being used to express the fact that we're just going to have to deal with this maybe old, slow laptop until we can afford a new one. Careful here, pronunciation, to make do. Make do. Also, the idiom to tie up a few loose ends. To tie up a few loose ends is a great idiom to use to describe that you need to deal with a few last things. So you need to finish them off or maybe finish that task before you start something else. For example, I told Mary that I'd meet her for lunch, but before I go, I need to tie up a few loose ends in the office and then I'll leave. So here I'm using the idiom to tie up a few loose ends to describe the fact that I need to maybe finish some paperwork, some work, before I go and meet Mary for lunch. Careful pronunciation, to tie up a few loose ends. To tie up a few loose ends. A really informal idiom you could use when you'd like to explain that you'd like to try maybe solving a problem or tackling an issue could be using the idiom to give it a shot or whirl. To give it a shot or whirl. Now, personally, I use shot a lot more often than whirl. This is really up to you, which one you prefer. For example, my boss asked me, Adriana, could you do some bookkeeping for us? And I told him, I've never done bookkeeping before, but I'll give it a shot. So here, instead of saying I'll try my best, despite me never having done this before, here, I'll give it a shot is being used to express the fact that I'm going to try. Please keep in mind that this is really informal. Do use this with people that you have a good relationship with. Careful pronunciation, to give it a shot or whirl. To give it a shot or whirl. 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 To give it a whirl. Also, another great, really informal idiom you could use when you know that you will maybe achieve something, maybe you'll solve a problem, would be using the idiom to be in the bag. To be in the bag. Now, you will hear this one a lot in TV shows and movies, especially when people talking about sports or some sort of competitions. If you got something in the bag. It's a great idiom to use to describe the fact that you know that you'll win, achieve the goal, or accomplish any problems, overcome those problems. For example, we all know that Mary's got this sales pitch in the bag. She's been practicing for months. She's going to win them over. So here, she's got it in the bag. We know that she will make the sale. Careful pronunciation, to be in the bag. To be in the bag. Also the idiom to get to grips with something. To get to grips with something is another informal idiom, great to be using in everyday conversations with family, friends, people that you have a good relationship with. And you can use it to describe the fact that you're making an effort to maybe understand a problem or come to terms with a problem. Basically, deal with a problem or a situation. For example, Bob needs to get to grips with the changes happening in the company if you'd like to keep his job. So here, get to grips is being used to express the fact that he needs to understand, manage. He can't reject it, he needs to accept it and move on. Careful pronunciation, to get to grips with something. To get to grips with something. Now, if you have a really big problem and you're looking for an easy solution, maybe just somebody to solve that problem straight away, a great idiom to use in this setting is to wave a magic wand. To wave a magic wand. This basically means to find an easy way to solve a problem. This is a great idiom to use to express the fact that you need to find an easy way to solve a problem. For example, as much as I'd like to, I can't solve your problems by waving my magic wand. Careful pronunciation, to wave a magic wand. To wave a magic wand. Also, a really common idiom many English speakers use is the idiom to be on the safe side. To be on the safe side. Now guys, if you are on the safe side, it basically means that you are trying to protect yourself. So you're taking some other measures, some maybe steps to protect yourself so that you don't get hurt, maybe physically, emotionally, maybe at work. It doesn't really matter how, but you are protecting yourself. For example, Bob keeps a detailed record of all his communication with his customers just to be on the safe side if later on down the line any problems may arise. So here, to be on the safe side is being used to express the fact that Bob is really doing a lot to protect himself. Careful pronunciation, to be on the safe side. To be on the safe side. In a situation that maybe a big problem happened, but somebody just left that problem and you're left to deal with it. So you need to make that problem normal and make everything function as it should. You may have to pick up the pieces. Pick up the pieces. Basically, this idiom to pick up the pieces means to return everything back to normal. For example, Bob got fired yesterday because he hadn't been doing any bookkeeping in the company. Unfortunately, Mary had to pick up the pieces, try to stabilize the books so that our boss wouldn't be angry. So here, pick up the pieces is being used to express the fact that Mary, she had to solve all of the problems that Bob had caused with the books, and she had to pick up the pieces, make it all normal again. Careful pronunciation, to pick up the pieces. To pick up the pieces. Also the idiom to get to the bottom of. To get to the bottom of is a great idiom. I'm sure you'll hear this in a lot of criminal TV shows, maybe some murder mysteries. Basically, this means that you would like to resolve the problem, find what's causing the problem, who's caused the problem. You'd like to discover the truth about something. For example, what's causing the water leak? Has anyone got to the bottom of it yet? So here we're using to get to the bottom of to describe the fact that has anybody found the truth? Found the problem in their situation. Careful pronunciation, to get to the bottom of something. To get to the bottom of something. Now, if you find yourself in a problem or a situation where maybe previously you didn't understand everything that was happening, but you finally do, or everything seems to be going okay, it's all resolved, then you could use the idiom to fall into place. To fall into place. Now, if everything falls into place, it's like it comes back to normal. So all your problems are resolved and they just fit perfectly. They fall into place. For example, finally everything fell into place after our meeting. We were able to clearly define our goals. We know what we need to do now and we can move forward. Careful pronunciation, to fall into place. To fall into place. But if you'd like to help people maybe understand a problem or a situation, a great idiom to be using in this setting is to shed a great deal of light on something. To shed a great deal of light on something. For example, we've hired an external auditor to shed light on the problems we're experiencing with bookkeeping. So here, to shed light on is being used to express the fact that we are trying to find the problem and its possible solutions. Please note that this idiom is a little bit more formal. It's not the best to be using with friends and family, but it is a great idiom to be using in a work setting and professional settings when you'd like to better understand maybe some problems. Careful pronunciation to shed a great deal of light on something. To shed a great deal of light on something. Now, a less formal idiom, a great idiom to be using to express the fact that maybe you have an answer to your problems or you got something that you've needed for a long time and it's going to help you, would be using the idiom, the answer to your prayers. The answer to your prayer. For example, Mary gifted me an iPad yesterday, and honestly, it was the answer to my prayers as I've been wasting so much time organizing my weeks. And this iPad has helped me a lot. Careful pronunciation, the answer to your prayers. The answer to your prayers. Also, the idiom to bring or come to light. To bring or come to light means making some unknown facts known. So if people become aware of them, if they know about them, you could use this idiom to bring or come to light. For example, other details have been brought to light thanks to this investigation. So here, other details have become known, but they were previously unknown. Careful pronunciation, to come or bring to light. To come or bring to light. Remember guys, that practice makes perfect. Make sure to watch this video lesson a few times. Once is great, twice is even better. And remember to use and apply the shadowing technique. So while you hear me saying these idioms, these example sentences, say them out loud with me to help you remember, and most importantly, use them when speaking and dealing with your problems in English. Let's take it one step further now by completing our homework task together. Watch this video lesson for a third time, choose 5 new idioms, and use them in a sentence in the comments below this video. Also, if you found this video lesson useful, please do let me know by smashing that like button. Like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Turn on notifications so that you know you get that bell when I post my next video lesson here to help you improve your English. Continue learning with me by downloading my free audio guide where I share with you exactly what you need to be doing every single day to drastically improve your confidence speaking in English. Thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in my next lesson. Bye for now.